Bloke.
Don't fucking kill me, Yitty. I will not confirm nor deny. But I will say the man should respond because that's hip hop. All right, let's get to it. This is a new record, Jimmy Yitty, produced by Popstar Benny from Atlanta, Toronto, Atlanta connection. Let's get it. We're gonna start with some light leveling. So everything's sitting pretty well level-wise. Just had to bring down the pretty much everything but the kick in the 808 a little bit. But yeah, we good.
I pull other A black Mamba. I be zoning out, no by no genre. This is goat talk. I learned the Ebonics.
So next I will get into a bit of a top-down mix. Yeah, so I usually start my top-down with a bit of EQ. Soda Money. What up, what up, what up? Bomb, 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 bomb. What up, gang? So the idea with the top-down mix is we're basically just starting with minimal processing on the master. That's basically gonna help shape things in the beginning, and we're gonna mix into that. So now I try out a couple different types of saturation I like for the top-down. That's one. That's two. And this bad boy, it's a new one I've been using. Shit goes hard. Beat is fucking insane, trust me. So now we're gonna test out those 3 saturations that I just did to see which one works the best for this track. Definitely not that one. Yeah, telling you, it's this new one, man. Machine Head plugin alliance, crazy. And of course, what we call the God Pizzy. Jason Joshua. So with this, we basically just want to make sure we're just like tickling the limiter, you know, not much gain reduction. And yeah, I think we set with that. So now we got our levels. I'm just going to transfer some of this stuff to my processing tracks. Boom. Devi. Popping gang. Yes, sir. L streamer. I'm fucking dead. We mixing this new Jimmy Yitty Popstar Benny shit right now. This shit goes hard, bro. Hey, what up, Rockstar? What you saying, bro? All right, so let's start with this 808. First thing I always do is use Soothe, and we're gonna basically sidechain the 808 to the kick. I just find Soothe has like the smoothest way of doing that. Just like that. Already know. I decapitate that. It's already a pretty saturated 808, so we're not gonna do too much. Yo, Debbie, how you feel about Kenny making that Playboy Cardi album? I know you're cheese, bro. Yo, that's crazy, bro. That's fucking crazy. Man said trash. Yo. That's crazy, man. What do you think of the rest of the album so far, though? I don't know. I haven't really, I haven't bumped it yet myself. I like a few songs, but nothing too crazy. True that. True that. I mean, our shit about to go crazy, so. See, even a little bit of saturation like that, though, goes a long way. Cleaning up a few of those ugly frequencies. Compared to that. Alright, next, just gonna do some super light compression. I've been liking this one for that. So last thing I'll generally add for 808, a little bit of R bass. Fuck yeah. All right. Now we're moving on to a little bit of bus processing for that. I'm gonna listen with the drums for this. So that was the Pultec trick where you boost and attenuate the same frequency basically, and it creates a pretty popular shape when it comes to mixing bass. Sounds dope. Move on to a little bit of bus saturation. So that's the 808. Probably do a little parallel processing quick too. So for that, I like to do this crunch spread technique I stole from Alex Toomey, where basically you send the full 808 to a new channel, and then you basically distort the crap out of it and widen it, and then you bring it super low in the mix, and it basically just helps bring it into you know, like iPhone speakers and shit like that. Don Lennox, what up, dog? I was telling Rockstar that I'm gonna come down to ATL with Yitty at some point. Come check you, bro. We gotta make some shit, bro. For sure, bro. Yeah, we distort the crap out of it. Then we're gonna cut some of the lows. Obviously, you don't want the lows in the stereo field. Boom. We're gonna widen it. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, decap goes hard. Pretty much use it on every 808 I mix, you know? Okay, boom. Now we're going to bring that down and then feed it back into the mix. This is one of those really subtle mixing moves that you know, not a lot of people can really hear, but it makes a difference, you know? So if you listen to the 808, that's with it, and then without it. With it. Yes, sir. All right, so now we'll do one more 808 parallel process, which is kind of like a low-end boost. Very subtle, but it's actually a free plugin called Bark of Dog. This is a trick I actually stole from Mixed by Ali. He uses something different, but it basically does the same thing. Same thing, we're gonna bring that down and feed it back in. All right, so that's it for 808. I'm gonna move on to the kick. Start with this channel strip. So that's with it and then without it. It's way punchier. Basically just doing some EQ, a little bit of compression. And I like to use this as a parallel compression. So that compressor basically is the SSL compression, and it kind of just makes things sound tighter. So I like using it on kicks to kind of tighten it up a bit. But then finally, to add a little more punch, we're gonna use this transient shaper. Wicked. All right, so that's it for the kick. Starting off with a little compression. I'm gonna try a little saturation and EQ. Same thing, transient designer. This is a bit of a weird trick I learned, but using you wouldn't usually use a bass plugin on a clap, but it kind of just adds a little more beef to it, you know? So generally for claps, snares, I'll kind of run a similar process on it. So I'm going to copy over these plugins, and then I'm going to adjust. Now we on the hi-hats. Some dope ass hi-hats, man. Start with some Spectre. Then generally I'll use this Logic Overdrive plugin, which basically it's kind of like darkening. It's adding saturation and darkening the tone of the hats a bit. It's a multiple step trick. So basically we're going to darken it a bit, make it warmer, and then I'm going to add back some of the brightness with EQ. And then finally, soothe. And soothe is, of course, just soothing some more of that ugly resonance in the high end. All right. So now we got our drums pretty much mixed. Just going to do some parallel compression, parallel saturation. We'll start with parallel compression. Lately I've been liking this actually a free plugin from Baby Audio called Beat Slammer. So right now I just have this parallel compression track soloed. So once again, we're going to listen in context with the mix and slowly bring that in. Sounds good. Now we're going to do parallel saturation. So I just realized I forgot to do my NLS bus, which is a Jason Joshua trick. Basically, you run all your drum tracks to a bus before the drum bus. So it routes to this track, and then the NLS bus routes into the drum bus. Now, basically, it's just a trick that he does to get it to sound like you're pushing the drums on a real analog console. And we usually do one last stage of parallel compression. All right, so now quick drum bus mix. This plugin makes me feel like I'm operating an airplane. All right, so that's the drum bus. Now we're going to move on to the last stage for the drums, which is clipping. And basically I'm running the bass bus and the drum bus into another bus with a clipper on it. We're going to try two different ones out. Orange clip and gold clip. My YouTube voice. Hey guys, and welcome to my Twitch. Today we're doing another mix. I don't have a YouTube voice. All right, so let's see which clipper we like better. I feel like it's always gold clip. And that's it for drums. Moving on. This should be pretty easy because it's literally just one melody track. I don't know if he was working with a loop or what's up there, but we work with what we get, you know? I hear there's some stereo stuff going on, so probably start with mid-side EQ. Just kind of clean everything up as best as we can. So I'm going to switch to monitoring in mono. And I'm going to put it in one ear so I can process the mono on its own. So before and after. Way better. It's interesting doing this without having this separated melody stems. I noticed a little bit of phase correlation going on here. So basically the way that they've panned their instruments, it's causing a little bit of phase issues. So I'm going to try something to help with that. Don't fucking kill me, Yitty. I will not confirm nor deny. But I will say the man should respond because that's hip hop, you know? So yeah, with that plugin, we basically just fixed any phase issues. There's a phase correlation meter here. And if it's reading in the positives, that means we're in phase. So yeah, we're all good. And you can see how it basically fits into the mix a little better now. So if I take that off and then put it on. So I'm going to run that to my melody bus. And we'll do my last bit of compression and saturation. This plugin right here is goated. For any, I pretty much use this on every single melody bus for every beat mix I do. This thing just sounds amazing. And yeah, this is just saturation, but they made it look like an oven. So we got temperature, bake, broil, cook, electric or gas, different burners. It's basically just saturation with control over the lows, mids, and highs, basically. So this is without. And with. This is a plugin from Matthew Lane. It's like a condensed version of his Dr. Midside plugin. And it basically just a widening effect, but there's more to it than that. There's depth. And last thing for the melody, it's going to be some sidechain compression. Basically just having the melody duck in the low end whenever the kick hits. Connect track spacer to the kick. What up, Solomon? Yeah, so basically it's just gonna let the kick punch through the mix, punch through the melody a bit more. Yo, real shit, man. So I'm gonna solo the melody and the kick so I can really hear it. This is before and after. You can hear how that kick just punches through way more. Boom. Yes, sir. That's a wrap. I'm gonna try and get on here more often and do some more mixes. I'm gonna start getting into some more production. Trying to start streaming as much as possible. So Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, we'll call it right there. Shout out Jimmy Yitty. Shout out Soda Money Records. Shout out Popstar Benny. And shout out all the homies in the chat. All right, man. Peace.
Bloke.